On March 8th, while the whole world celebrates International Women's Day, Tanzanian women are covered by a dark cloud of grief after losing their children at the hand of the illegitimate president, Samia Suluhu Hassan. Mothers are still inquiring and awaiting the bodies of their loved ones without success in hopes to bury their children in peace and dignity and gain closure. We have decided to tie a kanga, a traditional shawl around our stomachs. This kanga is not a decoration. It is a symbol of our pain. It shows the world that the womb is where life began, where the struggle began, and where the hope of a nation is being born. Tanzanian women walk in the streets with fear of the unknown because the very same government who is supposed to protect us are hunting us. People are living in fear of being abducted, unlawfully arrested, raped, and even worse, being murdered as we seek for justice. In that case, neither freedom of speech nor freedom after speech is guaranteed in Tanzania. We carried pregnancies, we gave birth, and then our children were brutally taken from us during the general election. Our mothers, who were the pillars and nurturers of our families, were shot dead inside our homes, an aftermath that was observed when an unlawful lockdown and a 5-day internet shutdown was imposed to hide the atrocities committed as a shoot-to-kill order was given by Samia Suluhu Hassan. Additionally, women were raped in their homes, in police stations, subjected to cruel and inhuman acts. The election that took place on October 29, 2025 was not more valuable than the lives of Tanzanians lost. What happened was not an election, but the pre-planned killings of innocent civilians, including pregnant women, children, and youth, in order to keep illegitimate leaders in power. Some victims were buried alive beside the dead in mass graves, while others who were in critical condition had to escape from hospitals with gunshot wounds in order to save their lives from the same fate. Doctors were forced to abandon their calling, and hospital negligence was normalized, eventually leading to the loss of lives. Thousands and thousands of people were brutally killed and many others left with permanent disabilities. May 29 will be remembered as the end of innocence in Tanzania. It will never be the same again, as the tyrannical regime provoked the civilians who fought for their voice of change, asking for reforms in elections and challenging the authorities. We were subjected to further persecution, silenced, and held hostage in our own country. We are deeply disappointed by the mocking remarks of Samia Suluhu Hassan that the lethal force used by the state to kill protesters during the election corresponded to the force used by protesters. While we all witnessed the protesters were unarmed, she also blamed parents for failing to prevent their children from participating in demonstrations and suggested that what had happened would serve as a lesson to stop them from protesting again. These demonstrations are a democratic right. Tanzanian mothers can no longer continue to live in silence. Our world has been shattered. We have become restless, agonizing over the tragic loss of our children. We cannot continue watching the world move on as if nothing has happened. We can never forgive, neither can we forget the extrajudicial killings carried out against the people of Tanzania. We call upon women around the world to stand in solidarity with Tanzanian women in remembrance and mourning. All those who were brutally killed and those who were injured without cause during the general election on October 29, 2025. Today is a day to remember that a woman was not created to live in endless pain. A nation is not built by losing its children, but by protecting them. Our tears will not fall in vain. We call upon the world, the international community, human rights organizations, regional institutions, and different countries to turn their lens to Tanzania's dictatorship rule of Samia Suluhu Hassan. Pressure the illegitimate government to allow Tanzanian people to have free and fair elections and not one guided by fear and oppression. We demand justice and accountability for those who were killed and release the bodies of our relatives so that we may bury them with dignity. Raise global awareness about the human rights violations that occurred during the election period. Furthermore, support an independent international investigation so that the truth can be known and those responsible can be held accountable. We are adamant and demand the release of all people who have been arrested or detained on political or fabricated political charges, including Mr. Tundu Lissu and Dr. Malisa. We demand the return of all people who have been abducted or who have disappeared under suspicious circumstances, including Honorable Ambassador Humphrey Polepole, Mdude Nyagali, Deus Soka, and many others. We also demand justice for those who have been subjected to cruel and inhuman acts, including Agatha Atuhaire of Uganda and Boniface Mwangi of Kenya, our fellow Tanzanians, Hilda Newton and Sativa, and many others. Women must stand firm to demand and build a new Tanzania founded on justice, peace, and accountability. And by doing so, our nation can build strong systems of transparency, strengthen the rule of law, and restore public trust in institutions that protect the rights and national stability of the people. Let us continue to fight for justice. Our unity is our strength, and our voices are the light of change. Samia Suluhu Hassan is a dictator and a traitor and a disgrace to her office. In that case, she must be prosecuted. God bless Tanganyika. God bless Tanzania. Thank you very much.
Mkolani huyo amepiga risasi ya kichwa akasambaza ubongo. Mwanza mkolani.